take a look at actually preparing a return and what that process looks like. To do so, I'm going to click on this New Returns tab. This is really where you start off. And the first thing you have to do is select who you are as a tax preparer. And this is most likely something that's going to be built already by the time you use the software. In my case, I have a whole bunch of records for me, so I'll just choose one of my records as a tax preparer. There we are. If there was any information that you had to transfer from the previous year for this taxpayer, you can choose this Transfer Prior Year Data checkbox. If you're, new, since this is you'll be using this brand new for this tax season, you most likely won't be using this button very much, but keep it in mind for the upcoming tax seasons. You can transfer information from one year to the next by simply clicking on this box. And then now we need to enter in the taxpayer's name. So let me enter in something here. There we are. You'll notice that the tax return name has been filled out automatically for me using, the first name and the last name as a basis for that. And this is really just an identifier for this tax return. It doesn't have to be the taxpayer's name. You could really replace this with whatever you want. If you want to, enter in something specific, maybe even use some sort of like code number or something. Use the SSN. Whatever you prefer, you could enter it in here. But it's just a name for the return itself. And then finally, here's that training return checkbox. This allows you to mark this return as being a test or training tax return. So once I submit this button, it won't be saved under my Save Returns area. Instead, it would go to my Training Returns area. But I'm actually going to get rid of this because I want to see what an actual return looks like. So now, all I have to do is click on the Submit button. And here we are on the Refund Estimator page. Now this page is very important. This is where you're going to essentially begin the process of starting this tax return. And this page is kind of like a two-in-one deal. This page allows you to enter in information and create an estimate of the taxpayer's refund. And naturally, the more information you enter in here, the more complete you fill out this area, the more accurate that estimate of the refund is going to be. So it's definitely a good idea to enter in as much information as you can on this page, because that will figure out what the estimated refund will be. And also, another important aspect of this page is that whatever you fill out here, that will determine the forms that are added to the return. And we'll go through this page here in detail, but for example, if I'm on here on the W2G area, once I enter in wages or winnings, right? Once I enter in income for this area, not only does it create an estimate of that info, but later on, when we actually get into the tax return itself, into the body of the return, it will add that W2G for me. If I were to leave this blank, it would not add a W2G for me. So please keep that in mind. You want to enter in as much info as you can here to create an accurate estimate, and also to determine which forms are added to the tax return.